Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another sequence video. So I found two more as I wrapped up the book of Enoch. And this one is in Enoch 91. And, again, there's no real encoding here. It literally explains the last days. Enoch 91. And now my son Methuselah called to me all your brothers and gathered to me all the sons of your mother, for the word calls me. Okay, and so we know that Christ is the word, made into flesh, and here in human form. And so this is a coded language for salvation. For the word calls me, and the Spirit is poured out upon me, that I may show you everything that will befall you forever. And thereupon Methuselah went and summoned to him all his brothers and assembled his relatives. So this is, again, symbolic language of Christ calling up his elect. And he spoke unto all the children of righteousness and said, Hear, you sons of Enoch, all the words of your father, and hearken to the voice of my mouth. For I exhort you and say unto you, Beloved, love uprightness and walk therein, and draw not nigh to uprightness with a double heart, and associate not with those of a double heart, but walk in righteousness, my sons, and it will guide you on good paths, and righteousness will be your companion. And so this is Christ ultimately. And so that's all reference to God's elect, being saved and identified to them being saved. Now, after this, what will happen? Verse 5, For I know that violence must increase on the earth, and with a great chastisement be executed on the earth. Yea, it will be cut off from its roots, and its whole structure be destroyed. So this is the God of the Bible's ambition, and Enoch reaffirms that again. So I believe that it should be part of the Bible. And unrighteousness will again be consummated on the earth, and all the deeds of unrighteousness and of violence and transgression will prevail in a twofold degree. So this is the time of the Great Tribulation. And when sin and unrighteousness and blasphemy and violence and all kinds of deeds increase, and apostasy and transgression and uncleanness increase, a great chastisement will come from heaven upon all these, and the Holy Lord will come out with wrath. And so now this is Christ returning with his elect to execute the final wrath. Will come out with wrath and chastisement to execute judgment on earth. And in those days violence will be cut off from its roots, and the roots of unrighteousness together with deceit, and they will be destroyed from under heaven. And all the idols of the heathen will be abandoned, and the temples burned with fire, and they will remove from the whole earth, and they will be cast into the judgment of fire, and will perish in wrath and in grievous judgment forever. And so that fire is here on earth. I want people to understand that. That's what the Bible teaches, and the book of Enoch. And it's a permanent destruction of body and soul. And the righteous will arise from their sleep, and wisdom will arise and be given unto them. And after that, the roots of the unrighteousness will be cut off, and the sinners will be destroyed by the sword, and will be cut off from the blasphemers in every place. And those who plan violence and those who commit blasphemy will perish by the sword. Okay, and so just know that. And everybody, those who teach that Christ was born of a man and woman, that's a form of blasphemy. And this is the judgment. They will be cut off. And so just know that. And those who plan violence and those who commit blasphemy will perish by the sword. And so this is Christ returning with his elect. In verse 10, and the righteous will arise from their sleep. And so he's returning with them. Verse 12, and after that there will be another, the 8th week, that of righteousness, and a sword will be given to it, that a righteous judgment may be executed on the oppressors, and sinners will be delivered into the hands of the righteous. Okay, so then this is again Christ with his elect. And at its close they will acquire those houses through their righteousness, and a house will be built for the great king in glory forevermore, and all mankind will look to the path of uprightness. All mankind will look to the path of uprightness. And after that, in the 9th week, the righteous judgment will be revealed to the whole world, and all the works of the godless will vanish from all the earth, and the world will be written down for destruction. And after this, in the 10th week, in the 7th part, there will be great eternal judgment, in which he will execute vengeance among the angels. And so he'll return with his angels as well. The elect are ultimately angels. And after this, in the 10th week, in the 7th part, there will be a great eternal judgment in which he will execute vengeance among the angels. Verse 16, and the first heaven will depart and pass away, and a new heaven will appear. And all the powers of the heavens will give sevenfold light. And after that, there will be many weeks without number forever. And all will be in goodness and righteousness, and sin will no more be mentioned forever. So that's the kingdom, of course. And so, again here, Enoch 91, it's literally follows the sequence and gives it even more detail. And it always starts off with the elect being saved. Then it has a time of increased evil and deception called the Great Tribulation. Christ returning with his elect to destroy with real fire. And then the kingdom. So it follows it perfectly. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.